There's not much to look at today anyway. So.
Septic lagoon.
I saw the agenda. I saw the map.
Let's go swimming in this.
Yeah.
It's not the lagoon I
I
wanted.
saw the map.
Is that,
Oh, that's right.
that's to fix the mobile.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the October 18th, 2022 meeting of the Litchfield Planning Board. Would you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. So I guess I'll start with the roll call of members present. Michael Proto, Chair.
Kate Stevens, Vice Chair.
Ron Stevens, member.
Kimberly Queenan, Selectman's Rep.
Sam Terrell, member.
James Buffetti, member.
Okay, good evening. And on the WebEx this evening, we have Jay Mankara from NRPC, our circuit rider. Good evening, Jay. I assume you're alone on the WebEx? Okay, all right, very good. Joan is not with us this evening, and our agenda items are very light. So, first of all, I'll open it up to public input on non-agenda items. Are there any items not on the agenda for this evening that the public wishes to comment on? And seeing nobody here, I will pose to close public input on non-agenda items. We have one thing before us tonight. This is a site plan review for an expansion at Olson's Mobile Home Park for 55 units of residential housing on the existing 40 acres. This was approved by the zoning board on March 21st to allow residential manufactured homes in the Southern Commercial Industrial Service District, map 1, lot 32, 13 Charles Bancroft Highway. The owner is Patriot Holdings, LLC. If the aforementioned application is accepted, notice is hereby extended to application approval, consideration, and/or continuations to a date certain as required. The applicant is not with us this evening. However, we did receive an email from them to request a continuance of this hearing. There is one issue, though, before we do that this evening. They did ask us to determine whether this project would meet regional impact. In other words, this project abuts, I believe, the town of Hudson. So there may be a regional impact regarding the development of this project. If that happens, then the town of Hudson would have to be notified as an abutter, and any towns that would be affected would have to be notified. So we technically couldn't, well, obviously the applicant isn't here, so we can't accept the application this evening, but certainly we can make a determination whether this project does meet regional impact, and if we do so, then we can vote to continue the matter this evening. Jay, did you have any comments that you wanted to make? Yes.
So, I mean, just a couple of comments, just briefly. You often have a chance to look at the staff report, and I think that's okay. You probably also have seen the Karen staff report. So there's a lot of comments. Just briefly, though, the main issue from my perspective is that what was submitted was a site development plan for the expansion thing. This is under Litchfield's regulations law. This is a subdivision. So what I've asked the applicants to do is to basically amend the plan to reflect that this is a subdivision plan. Why that matters is because what that means is that it's a subdivision regulations that they need to follow, which in many cases they didn't use that as their guide. So most of my comments are really subdivision regulation requirements that they didn't meet in this as a subdivision. So that's kind of the overriding. I don't need to go into a lot of there's a lot of more information that they need to provide, and they recognize that. There is a set, though, the ordinance the needs to designate this as a manufactured housing district. So to have the development move forward, that's all huge deal. The applicants know. So when need to request, of course, acceptance of the application, but also, separate request that this is designated as a manufactured housing park district. So, yeah, not huge issues, but that's not a huge issue necessarily. Stuff that has to happen under the ordinance. I did know that, I obviously this is up to the board, but I would recommend regional impact because of proximity to the border.
Jay, I know you seem to be going in and out, just so you know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I know it's not your fault, but it's just sometimes we hear you and then we don't, and then it comes back.
I'm sorry. So bottom line, in the staff report, I did recommend that I would consider it a project of regional impact just because of how close it is to the Hudson town line. Obviously, that's the decision of the board. Generally, my sense is that if it's kind of on the fence, then you lean towards regional impact versus not regional impact. But again, that's a decision for the board. If the board does decide that this is a project of regional impact, we do have adequate time to notify, HUD and, make it in time for the second meeting in November. But of course, obviously, that's a decision of the board.
Okay, thank you. So I'm just going to read into the record. This is from the engineer for Olson's. This was dated October 18th, 2022. It's to Joan McKibben and Jay Mankara, and its subject is Litchfield Estates Olson Manufactured Housing Project. Hi, Joan. Per our discussion, please accept this email as our formal request for continuance of this application for the November 15th Planning Board meeting. Additional time is needed to address review letters received over the last week and to allow the board to address the question of regional impact at tonight's meeting. Please do not hesitate to contact me should you have any questions or concerns regarding this request. And that is, thank you, Chad E. Brannon, professional engineer for Fieldstone Land Consultants, PLLC. Okay. So, is there any questions from the board, any discussion? Certainly, we have to determine whether it does meet regional impact. Obviously, the site adjoins Hudson, and Jay is recommending regional impact for this type of project. Does anybody have any questions?
I'm just looking up regional impact guidelines.
Okay.
So yeah, that would just mean we have to notify Hudson and get their input on the project.
Right, so it's really a matter of giving them notice. So we wouldn't necessarily accept anything until they've been notified, and that basically all the abutters have been notified at that point. And then you move forward with them acceptance. But obviously, the people would have to be here to do that.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how much would that delay the process if we did decide it was regional impact?
It wouldn't delay it.
Okay.
The only issue you would have if you accepted it tonight, that starts the 65-day clock. So, but if you don't accept it, do an acceptance, then that doesn't affect that. They would still have to come in to have acceptance. But it would give them the opportunity it would give us the opportunity to notify Hudson if that were the case.
Okay.
Did you find what you were looking for, Ken?
No, the page was not found when I clicked on it.
Okay. Do you have
Just seeing if there was a guideline for that. Obviously common
Yeah.
courtesy.
Guidelines. Generally, there's a lot of things that you could look at and consider. If a property abuts a town boundary, that's pretty much automatic.
Okay.
But proximity to a town boundary, a criterion to consider. And then potential impact in terms of things like traffic, also things to consider. Here's my rationale for recommending regional impact proximity to the border, because it's.
And just for everybody's information, the fire department did submit a sort of an email report, and this should be in your stuff in your emails. And also, we received, this was on the site, the letter to the planning board from Fieldstone Land Consultants regarding this project. So those two documents are here, are available to review.
Yeah, if you look on sheet 1 of the drawing, you can see we're right there on the Hudson border. Right there.
Right.
Yeah, it's right on the border.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you feel that this is regional impact, it's up to the board to make that determination, and, I'll entertain a motion. We can do a motion if that.
I'll make the motion to, submit notice to Hudson for regional impact.
Okay, this project would
For this
warrant
project.
regional impact? Okay,
Yeah.
and then, okay.
Second.
I have a second by James. Is there any further discussion on that? All right, all those in favor of the motion to make this project regional impact, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, abstained, motion passes 6-0-0. Okay, great. All right, so that's taken care of. So the next thing would be to continue to a date and time certain. Do we want to continue this matter to November 15th, which would be the second meeting in November?
So moved.
Okay, I have a motion by James. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
I have a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, abstained, motion passes 6-0-0. All right, great. Okay. Thank you, Jay.
Mike, just a question.
Yep.
This proposal, I know the applicants came in several months ago,
Yes.
showed us pictures and everything like that. There's no changes from that, correct?
That was a conceptual, what we call a conceptual design that this was a proposal that they wanted to bring to the board to get our input on. So now this was gonna be a site plan review. So when they come in next time, they're gonna have to present us with plans and documents required to.
That's why I don't know if there's any changes. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
and that'll give you the opportunity to ask questions of the applicant and so forth.
Thank you.
Okay?
So would this fall under the workforce housing that we were talking about a few weeks ago?
I know the zoning board made a condition of approval in their case, that this qualified as, some sort of, was it affordable housing, Jay, I believe, was that under the affordable housing statute?
Yes, the requirement is essentially that this development would have to be affordable under the workforce housing statute definitions. So yes, this workforce housing.
Okay, so that was made a condition of the zoning board of adjustment, so, and that was it, the variance, I believe, it passed by the zoning board, so, that was
Yes.
a condition, so that it would be. So I guess that's the answer to your question.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Committee reports, any reports from any committees, Kim?
Yes, of course I do. Board of Selectmen, next meeting is Monday, October 24th, 6:30 here at the Town Hall. We are continuing to work on budgets. Capital Improvement Plan Committee, our next meeting will be the next day, October 25th, 6 PM here at the Town Hall. At the last meeting, we had finished a first pass at distributing where we thought the ARPA dollar fund money would be going. We expect things to change, but overall, we did make a first attempt at the priority ranking. Unfortunately, this time, the school has not come back to the Board of Selectmen, so they cannot present to the SIP at this moment. As far as NRPC, our next quarterly meeting, sounds far off, but it's not, is December 21st. At NRPC headquarters in Nashua, New Hampshire on 30 Temple Street. We did have some good news, Jay, didn't we, about NRPC here? We had submitted 2 projects for the 10-year plan. One was the Route 3A Corning Road intersection, and the other one was the Pinecrest sidewalk. We passed the first round of ranking. We came in 4th from the TTAC committee for the Route 3A Corning Road intersection. So it's on to the New Hampshire Department of Transportation to see if we can make it through that. So
Yes.
I think it was 1.3 million roughly, of which the town, if we matched the 20% we have to, would be 200 and something thousand, 280,000. And if we get through, the state would pay over $1 million for that. So let's hope we get through the next round.
On the SIP plan?
No, that was not on the SIP plan.
Should it be? Does that, or
don't
does
know.
that count?
Let's see where this
It's not
falls.
really capital.
It's not
I
really like,
guess.
well, but it's more trucks and equipment we have on the SIP plan.
Right.
And road paving is on the SIP plan.
Oh, it is.
Yes, but not an intersection
We,
like
we
that.
certainly could include it, but it's beyond the 6 years.
Right.
So we would include it eventually, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be like a asterisk or something at the bottom.
That
Yeah, you
$1
can
million
start
to
planning for it.
reserve. Well,
It's like
no,
side
200,
note,
it's
this is
300,000. Yeah, so I thought that was good, and I think that's all I have to report.
Great. How's the, have you been able to talk about impact fees at all yet?
We're working on that with NRPC, right? Still
Okay.
working with that, yeah.
And the board will have the opportunity, because we're gonna give a presentation to the planning board once the CIP is completed, so.
Oh, cool. Okay.
We're doing a PowerPoint, as we did last year. Or the last time we did it, not last year, but
Do
the
you
last
have-
time we did the CIP.
Do you have a rough timeline for the impact fees? Or is it just you want to get through the ARPA first?
I think the goal is to go through the ARPA first.
Okay.
And get that straight away, and then you can focus on the impact.
Okay. Jay, do you know about how long that process would take, like, for the impact fees?
It shouldn't take too much. It's critical that we get the, CIP process done. And that most critical is, a critical piece of that is also understanding what the school request is going to be, because that's a big factor in the impact fees. So once we have that information, then we can move forward fairly quickly.
Okay.
So my guess, certainly by the, by the end of the calendar year, I think it'll be a fair goal.
Of this calendar year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. No, that's faster than I expected. That's great. Thank you.
We're trying.
Assuming we get the information, obviously, that's critical.
Right. You said that's from the school that you're waiting on.
Yeah, obviously, we're just getting now the numbers from the other departments, so that's just come, that's still not finalized, and then, yeah, the other biggie that we don't have at all is schools.
Okay. I'll pass that word on.
Okay. Conservation Commission meeting is the first Thursday in November. I think it might be the fire station, because I think the Budget Committee probably is meeting here. Would that be in the first?
Let's see. We're here every Thursday.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be at the fire station at
Okay.
6:30. That's my guess. Local Merrimack Local River Advisory Committee has not met, so I don't have anything to report there. Kim told you about the CIP, so our next meeting is October 25th at 6 PM here in, I believe it's gonna be at the fire
I
station.
know, but when I looked on the calendar here,
Yeah.
it said here.
Oh,
I thought it
really?
was fire station. So
Oh,
if you had checked,
okay.
and I was like, okay,
Be
it
one of
doesn't
those
sound
places.
right.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Do you have anything, Kate? I know you're at the budget.
Town voting begins on Thursday, for the budget committee. we've gone through the presentations, and now, now it'll be the going through each department budget and trimming off where we can to try to get below the tax cap. Right now, the current budget, I believe, is $290,000 over the tax cap. So, and the tax cap itself is $175,000. And the budget committee cannot approve or vote to recommend a budget that is over the tax cap. So we're working through that.
Anything about the planning board? Did the budget committee talk about anything?
They had some questions, and that's why, we were just asking for the NRPC contracts
Okay,
to get a full understanding of, how much is needed in
Mhm.
that budget, but, I can work with you.
Okay.
We'll work with you on that.
all right,
Okay, sure.
very good. Okay, great.
Anybody have any questions?
Any questions?
Okay.
Well,
That's
thank
it.
you. Approval of the October 4th, 2022 minutes. Anybody have an opportunity to take a look at those?
We didn't have a meeting.
We didn't have a meeting.
So, you didn't have an opportunity to take a look at those, because you didn't have a meeting. So I'm gonna assume there's no minutes. October 1 meeting. So scratch that one off. Okay. Any other business this evening? Oh, I have one thing.
I think we still have to approve
What's
the
that?
meeting before minutes.
Meeting before minutes.
We were supposed to approve minutes.
Oh,
at
that's
the-
right.
The last meeting.
Oh,
but we
for
didn't have-
September?
Yeah.
20th? Okay.
Oops.
Did anybody have an opportunity to take a look at those?
I did.
Okay. Let's see.
Those are posted on
I think I did.
Yeah.
look at these.
And I believe those were actually done by Mr. Sullivan. Stinking. Oh, there were? Okay.
Were they just emailed to us directly? They might not be in the portal. I don't know.
Oh, maybe
They're
not.
on the October 4th portal.
Oh, well, that's why. Okay.
I only see Joe's.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're in the October 4th portal.
I did have one more update after we were done
Okay.
with this.
So would anyone want to make a motion to approve, or entertain to approve the September 20th, 2022 minutes?
So move.
A motion by Ron, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Sam, any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor of approval of the September 20th, 2022 minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, abstained, motion passes 600. Okay, Kim, yes.
One update, we had, somebody from the public come in here and wanted to know how we could set up a complaint process online. Remember that?
Okay.
Well, it ended up being online after talking to all the department heads who were doing it all their own way. So, worked with John Brunel, and he created a nice online, process, when you go in, when you go fill in that you want to be on a board, you
Yeah.
have some of those forms. There's a new one that'll be added this Friday that will have where anybody from the public can go and create a complaint or have a request for a report or something like that. And you will be able to upload movies, pictures, whatever you want to do, and it'll go to the right department head once you select what group you want to go. So that's going to go live this Friday night.
Okay.
Now people can go online and do it, or they can make a complaint on their phone. Sorry, I just wanted, if that person's watching, they know it's about to go live.
Oh, wait a minute, I think I see something here, complaint. Kim Queena, ethics violations? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, no, relax. No. Okay, all right, well, thank you.
Well, thank John Brunel as well.
And thank
Did a
you,
good
John.
job.
Always does a great job. Okay. Any other business this evening?
You had something.
Did I?
Yes. And I interrupted you.
You did, and it, oh, I think it was her ethics violation, but I don't.
The noise went a little further down.
Yeah, no, that's right. Okay, our next meeting will be, at the beginning of November, which is the 9th?
Not first, I thought.
No,
Yeah, the first.
Yeah, that's why I don't know why
No,
we
no,
continued,
that's
why
first.
did we continue to November 18th? Did they
That's
request
when
it?
they asked it.
Oh, okay.
They asked for it.
Good, all right.
The
So
15th.
that's it,
they
right?
asked for the second week.
Okay,
second.
gotcha.
I won't be present on the first.
Okay, all right, very good. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, a motion, second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, abstained, motion passes 6-0-0. Thank you for joining us this evening. We'll see you on November 1st. Have a good evening.